Hi again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of RVBusiness Capitol Talk. I'm Rick Kessler with RV Business. With me, as always, is Sherman Goldenberg. And joining us today is Rob Merrill and Steve Francis, co-founders of the Route 66 Dealer Network. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us, guys. Good to see you.
I should mention, too, that RV Business Capitol Talk is generously sponsored by Dicor Corporation. I should not have forgotten to say that at the beginning. Thank you, guys.
Good job.
Well, we're talking to you on a Friday, and just earlier this week, you guys completed the 2021 Route 66 rally, and I believe it was in Albuquerque at the Hyatt.
It was.
First of all, congratulations for having an in-person event nowadays.
We were pretty committed to it, but between a little COVID outbreak in Kansas City that happened the week before the rally and Southwest Airlines timing to make their statement about how they felt about vaccine mandates, it was a crazy week running up to the rally. But I'm happy to say it came off without a hitch.
How many years have you been doing a rally?
This was number 18, so we've been doing it since the big inning.
Okay, and Rick, if you don't mind, how'd it go in your estimation?
Well, the tough part is my associate there, also in frame, Steve Francis, was the source of the COVID outbreak the week before the rally. So it turned out, and by the way, that's with multiple vaccinations for those of you that are scoring that at home. So it turned into quite a logistics deal, and it actually was kind of a good exercise for us to do. We took our entire staff and we did a mass testing of everybody that was scheduled to go. And we tested them before they left, and we tested upon them arrival, and we tested before the rally got kicked off. And it was a crazy deal. And then, of course, we get to the airport to take off and find out that all of our flights are canceled. Literally, the entire staff's flights had either been canceled or delayed. So everybody got rerouted to different cities, and we all started arriving. You know, it felt like the Donner Party for a while. And once everybody got there, amazingly, when it was all said and done, we counted up and we had last minute cancellations all over the place. We wound up matching the exact attendance percentage of our dealers that we've had at our best rally. It's just kind of crazy. For whatever reason, every year we're able to get about 75% of our dealers to line up their schedules and attend. And we consider that great. And we wound up at 73% of our dealers represented, and every one of our 31 supplier partners all made an in-person appearance as well.
What's your chief takeaways from your get together?
Well, we had 5 big areas that we were looking at. We philosophically, principally, we listen to our advisory board. They're the loudest voice in our governance of our business. And they gave us 5 areas from our summer advisory board meeting that were kind of like the critical success factors that they wanted us to focus on. And so those became the 5 themes of the entire meeting. Number 1 was continuing to advance our digital marketing initiatives, which is one of our businesses under the Route 66 umbrella. 1 was to introduce a captive commercial insurance model that's kind of, at least in the RV dealer industry, first of its kind, and something that we're launching right now, and had 100% acceptance amongst our advisory board dealers and incredible acceptance. And when we introduced it to our dealers at the rally. The 3rd initiative was, since we're going to kind of be in this dealer recruiting mode right now, because for the first time in 18 years, we've actually got some vacant territories because of consolidation, and some of our dealers that chose to exit the industry at what I think they felt like was at the top of the market. It's created some open territories, which is great for dealers that have been wanting to get in the network for a while, but it puts us back in the recruiting mode. I was telling Rick in an earlier conversation, I kind of feel like a coach of a college sports program. You know, you win some games with your seniors, but then all of a sudden you find yourself out there trying to find the next bunch of guys that are going to be winning a year or two from now. So what they asked us to do for an initiative was to come up with the top ROI, financial ROI deal. So when a dealer says, well, what's in it for me? What's the financial return? So it was kind of cool. We have about 45 different programs that our dealers can participate in, all on a voluntary basis. And we highlighted 5 of them out of 45 that if a dealer participated in those 5 programs, they would get 1,000% return on their investment. So annually. So that was kind of a neat session, and I can share those numbers with you sometime. And then the Partner Expo. The Partner Expo, because this is the chance for all of our dealers to interface with our vendor partners. The other thing that I failed to mention is we brought Lorne Armour in from KOA. He was an executive with KOA for years and years. And we brought him into Route 66 about 4 years ago on some special projects. And now he's full-time director of consumer branding. And one of the weaknesses that we feel like we need to build on is building the Route 66 brand in the mind of consumers. We do a really good job with our dealer base and with our vendor base, but we want to expand the consumer recognition. And so we launched a new consumer app, and we retooled a number of our loyalty programs, and all under Lorne's leadership. And we launched those at the rally as well. So there was a lot going on. And the cool part is, even with only 75% of our dealers there, we videotaped the entire rally. And so now the guys that weren't able to attend will actually get to participate in essentially a virtual rally. We have a really strong asset with our video production folks. In fact, if you don't mind, since you guys get to attend a lot of these rallies, we didn't get to see you this time. I thought it'd be fun to just show you kind of the first 5 minutes of the rally as if you were in attendance.
Please do.
Yeah.
All right, let me share my screen with you if I could.
In the early 2000s, I was active in the RV business at Trailside RV Center and came up with a wouldn't it be cool?
He said, I got an idea. Can we meet?
So in speaking with Dave, I just said, man, wouldn't it be cool if we could find 66 dealers across the country that would take care of each other's customers and run their business principle-centered. Golden rule stuff, right?
Steve's role is a visionary. Okay, it was that from day one. You know, all we have to do is go back to the pastry bag and look at what was put on that pastry bag in terms of what this industry needed.
And I started describing kind of the wagon wheel of what Route 66 could be. The web, insurance, financing, advertising, potential private brands, rolling stock deals, parts deals, finance deals.
This drawing is hey, what if the dealer had all the services that the big guys have?
But an idea isn't anything unless it's acted upon. And that's where Dave and Rob came in.
And so we started with 17 dealers that Steve had a relationship with and said, hey, if we could build this thing, would you want to be a part of it? And everybody said, well, yeah, if you could build that, we'd want to be a part of it. And then he went and got with some of what are now partners of ours and said, hey, if I could bring you 17 of these great dealers scattered across the United States, would you want to be a part of this network? And the vendor partners said, man, if you have those dealers, I'd love to be a part of it. And so those relationships formed into a network.
What's really attractive about the whole network is the dealers. They're great guys and gals. They're great people.
Relationships make the network. And so our criteria for becoming a network dealer is you have to be referred by one of your peers.
If I ever had a customer at Trailside that was in a pickle, that was struggling, that was on the road, that I needed a favor, I know exactly who I'd call. Those are the people we invited. And then those people knew other people.
So it ended up being a lot of dealers that knew each other and wanted to take care of each other's customers. And then it grew.
A lot of businesses, they care about their customers, they care about themselves, but they kind of use their partners and they sort of leverage them. We wanted to do something different. We wanted to treat our suppliers with dignity and respect. We wanted them to say, hey, I'm not only happy that I gained this volume and that I have these transactions and this financial gain, but they're invited into the relationship network. They're invited into the partnership where we go to them and say, hey, what are your business goals? We want to help you succeed. This isn't just a matter of you giving us what we need and giving us a discount on it.
They all serve different interests. They all serve different focuses. But man, they are the best of the best.
There is a very unique culture to Route 66 that I think comes from our consumer focus. If you're going to default one direction between the dealer, the consumer, and the partner, you better keep your eye on the consumer, because consumers ultimately make the choice of where they're going to shop and how much they're willing to pay and whether they're going to be loyal or not. We want the relationship to strengthen and the loyalty to build from the consumer to the dealer. That's why we want to build the brand, so that when somebody's in trouble on the highway, it was Route 66 who came and towed them. When they need their service agreement engaged to pay for parts and labor when they've had a breakdown, we want them to think, Route 66 helped me get through that. And so the magic of the deal is to remind people, hey, aren't you glad you bought from a Route 66 dealer?
We've got really smart business people in our network. They're successful. And if we put 10 of those smart people in a room, we can solve any problem that the RV industry has.
So one of the things that we decided early on is, even though there were just 3 of us that owned the network, that we were going to submit ourselves to the authority of an advisory board. And that was one of the best decisions we made.
It's not just, we bring stuff and here, we want you to bless it. No. We present the problems and we hash them out. Best solutions that we've come up with have come from our advisory board.
Over the years, we have been able to have enough foresight and enough input from our advisory board to really stay ahead of some of the issues.
It wasn't a great time to launch a new business in 2008, but when our advisory board said we need our own software company,
Ride Digital was born.
And I think it's become the primary strength of the network. We just got something really, really unique. We started with great dealers. We started with great partners. And over time, in order to fulfill some of the vision and opportunities that we saw, we brought in great people.
So all of our thought leaders, whether it's 2448 or it's Ride Digital, all of those relationships were relationships first. And then competence and capability we never sacrificed for.
There's 5 or 6 companies under Route 66 Holdings that are making a difference for our dealers every day. Route 66 from the start has been in a constant evolution.
I feel like our job a lot of times is to ride ahead of the RV retail business and try to see, where is it heading, and then help our dealers navigate that and help them run toward that.
We've had to adapt to meet the needs of our dealers.
So what Route 66 was when we started and what it was 10 years ago, what it is today, is very, very different.
Everything has changed.
I'm super optimistic about what's next. I think we're all collectively more excited about the future than we are the past or the present. We believe we have the right people, we have great programs, we have incredible dealers, and we believe that the principles that we attempt to run the business on are eternal, they're time-tested, and we've reached a place now where it's all in front of us. When you take the infrastructure that we've built with Ride Digital, 2448 Productions, financial services, business intelligence, you combine that with the dealers that we have in place, with the counsel of our advisory board and the direction we've gotten, the pieces are in place for the future to be better than we could have ever thought or imagined.
That was a fantastic video. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. So Steve, I got to ask you, a pastry bag, huh?
Yeah, of all things. Yeah. I was meeting with Dave for breakfast and just kind of explained where I thought the network could go. And it kind of went on from there, thanks to his dedication and Rob's dedication on building out the footprint and the dealers. But yeah, we've gone from about 17 dealers up to roughly 165. And then, quite frankly, the last couple of years, year and a half particularly, we've really seen some attrition due to the consolidation, and a lot of our very attractive dealers and multi-store dealerships have been acquired either by Camping World or RVR or any of the larger kind of mega dealerships or regional players. And so we find ourselves at probably a low water mark for the last 10 years, which is good and bad. It's bad because, you know, we're out there recruiting and we've never had to be in a place where we needed to recruit. But it's also really a great opportunity. We really are happy for the people that felt like they got to take advantage of kind of a high water mark in their business and move on and sell their enterprise. But at the same time, it presents some difficult problems. So we're excited about the future. We're excited about we've added a few dealers, and we're probably just shy of 140 locations now. But last year when we added RV Care and our strategic alliance and partnership with them in Canada, with their 70 stores, we're clearly the largest network, in North America now. So, they've done a great job up there, and we're trying to find more unique and different ways to give our dealers a competitive advantage in their marketplace.
So tell us, as we're in the home stretch of this interview, you guys, what strengths in general of Route 66 are? Bring us back up to speed.
Well, Sherm, that's kind of a baited question. We just had a session at our rally where the title was, "What's the ROI on Route 66?" And we went through, as I mentioned, might have mentioned earlier, went through 5 of 45 programs and stopped after 5 because the average return on investment in rebates and savings was 1,000% of what the dealers pay in dues. And we have 7 programs that if you do those 7 programs, you get all your dues rebated. So your cost is 0 to participate. And those things include digital marketing. We've got we launched an F&I dashboard where all of our dealers use the same electronic menu, which we built and provide for them for free. And that not only helps them sell F&I products, but it remits all their contracts and complies with all their regulatory requirements. So we've got F&I stuff, we've got parts deals, we've got a commercial insurance captive that we just launched. So there's just so many ways to gain back what your investment is. But to a person, including dealers who Steve alluded to, the dealers that have sold their dealerships, the biggest impact Route 66 has is we help our dealers sell more units because we provide peace of mind as consumers travel. Route 66 has been described by so many of our dealers as the ultimate tiebreaker. When a person's shopping online and they found the same unit basically at 5 different locations, when we can offer, 2,000 service bays that'll treat you like you bought your unit from them, 200 dealers in North America that will serve these consumers as they travel, find them hard to find parts, give them discounts at KOA and other places. It's just the package. Route 66 membership kind of breaks the tie when the consumer is trying to decide which dealership to buy from.
So as if we look at the next whatever foreseeable time frame, what both for you and in general for your general agenda are your top priorities at this point?
I'd say our top priorities are really building out our consumer brand and making sure that we have more of a relationship, a sustained relationship and a durable relationship with our consumers inside the network that are buying units from our network dealers. Secondly, one of the strengths that we have is our digital marketing company. And those are committed individuals and highly qualified and capable people. And we would like to develop more digital retailing, doing more online with our dealers. I know Camping World has announced their initiative. Well, we've been working on this for about 18 months with e-signatures and being able to establish a platform that consumers can do a true digital RV deal online and then just pick their unit up at the dealership. We feel like that's a strength that we have with our software company. In addition, we also feel like with supply chain issues, with difficulty finding good employees and staffing, we feel like we've got some competitive products that will give our dealers a competitive advantage in their marketplace.
Yeah, I would say that would be my big thing to add. I agree with Steve-O completely. I would say consolidation happens. It's happened all over the industries that we are all familiar with. And I love Chick-fil-A. There's times when I eat at McDonald's. But if I'm taking my wife out for my anniversary and I want to have a special evening, I'm usually going to an independent restaurant where the chef, the service, the care is because the owners are deeply involved in the business. So what we want to do, and what we were doing from the beginning in 2003, is giving guys like Steve and Trailside, independent folks that don't want to sell their stores and become part of a chain. We want to give them the tools that the guys in the chain have. We want them to, if we were a restaurant, we want them to have the best service, the best suppliers, the best, chance to compete without selling their soul to do that.
Well put, both of you. Well, we appreciate it very much. Rick, you traditionally do the sign off. Do the sign off, please.
I will do the sign off. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. And I probably should point out, to use your analogy, if you're an independent dealer out there and you can run a 4.340, Steve and Rob might be interested in hearing from you.
We would love to.
All right.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks, Greg. Bye, Shem.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. Really appreciate the chance to be on with you.
Take care.
Take care.